Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome. Welcome to the Elementum Diary. This diary, this unscripted, very easygoing sharing of my and our experience. As you see, I'm with Marina Pavone. She is one of the participants in this journey together with me. And we're having I'd say a heaven of a journey that sometimes feels like hell. Right? I mean, we're having a heaven of a journey.
So much fun.
And we're both Italian, so we, as the whole world, know very well the journey that Dante had through the Inferno and went very deep down into the darkness of hell to actually re-emerge into the heavens. And today is the module one, the first module, the first piece of the whole journey that we will be speaking about, sharing our experience of and about. And it is, I didn't make it up, this is a very interesting thing, like Dante's and emerging into heavens. It is about this law of emergence. It is about this fact that we have everything we need inside of us and we just need to let it emerge. And so in this coaching certifying journey, that's the first seed that they planted in us, like your clients, your people, your crowd, whoever is in front of you and together with you has everything inside, and we need to hold space to let it emerge. This feels beautiful to me. This is really wonderful. Marina, is there anything that you'd like to share before I actually go in and read the First Elementum's Principle for our people here?
Yeah, it sounds good. Love the analogy with Dante. I like that. Yeah, very fitting. And it's a journey, definitely a journey. And yeah, we all have all we need inside our clients, the people we have in front, and us, all of us. So,
so okay, let's dive into that. Let's read the first principle. So for each and every module, for each and every topic that we go through, we have what is called an elementum principle. So I'll go about and read the elementum principle number one, maybe paraphrasing it in a couple of parts, as I know it might maybe specific, but I'm going about it. So understanding the human experience. Your soul is always seeking to evolve and emerge. And as humans, we experience that emergence through seeing the world outside of our current paradigm. Paradigms are the context through which we see the world. When we understand this distinction, we can truly work with our clients, with the people around us, with whoever we interact with, and not even work, but relate to, in creating a new, more expansive paradigm from which to live and create from. When we group this mental distinction and philosophical outlook together, along with the energetic of how a human works, we can consider the whole human in our in our relationships, and in specific for us, it would be in our coaching. So this is what we're bringing in and what we will speak about, the law of emergence. There were a couple of beautiful metaphors, nothing new, but the way they brought them together were very powerful. The acorn and the oak tree and the iceberg metaphor. So that 5% that you see, that 95% that you don't see of your life, of the habits, beliefs, thoughts, feelings, and so on and so forth, and letting them merge. So my first reflection is that, as for me, reviewing this model was, as always, universe knows itself and knows its way. And so reviewing this in this moment was so timing, like letting myself emerge through everything, through every crazy deep S that we've been working through. right now realizing that, okay, now I've been working that out. Deep breath.
Mm. Mm.
Now let's let it emerge what's beneath, right? So how was it for you to review that?
It was like listening, reading through it for the first time. again for the first time, because the first time we went through that, it was the first module of our program, and it was so much information, and a lot of it landed and I understood all the concepts and everything. But now, after how much is it? 3 months of practice? Pretty much.
Yeah, 4.
Almost 4.
Almost 4, yeah. I mean, we started on the 10th of March. So
Yeah.
5th of July as we speak, and it's small, yeah, it's almost 4.
Yeah, it sounds like it's after a year of things, so many things happening, so much inner work, outer work, everything. So going through the module again, rereading the same things was like reading with new lenses, new ears, watching everything through different, with a bigger, more open perspective. So much of it came in, and it's like, whoa, this makes sense now at the deeper level.
Yeah. So for me, what truly happened was, it's interesting because this morning I had a, let's say, practice mantra that I was doing for myself, and in particular to realign to what my dharma or what my true calling is. And so I was reciting these every single morning, a few times through every chakra, and doing that, and was funny how maybe 3 days ago, I've been doing that for a month. It was a month long kind of thing. And this morning, 3 days ago, while I was reviewing this, right before reviewing this, something came up, emerged indeed, like in that silence of alignment, like after my practice and sitting there for a moment, what emerged was another statement. And this is what's been happening for the whole journey, like through emotional work, through trauma work, through all the work possible. Every single time there was something emerging right at the time of when we would be working on it. And so this time was, I let myself succeed by expressing what's within. And that's pure emergence. I let myself succeed by expressing what's within, by uncovering, by unveiling what's inside, without really pushing through. Just asking what desires to come out right now, what desires to be expressed, what's the truest part of this challenge in this moment. And it was very interesting how I wrote this sentence, like, okay, from this first mantra, so to speak, statement, I will pass on to this new one. And then I watched the class, the recording, and it was exactly that. And universe, yes, you know your ways.
Receiving.
Oh my God. Yeah. I literally, while I was listening to it, there was my son playing around me. So I had it sort of in the background. And at that point, I listened to it and I was like, oh my God, wow. Yes. And I put myself like this. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I'm having goosebumps here.
Let it emerge. I let it emerge. I let my truest self emerge against the whole, the false self identity. And so I'd like to bring, because I really want this journey, this diary to be very relatable, right? To people. So what has emerged for you, Marina? What has emerged for you throughout this last month? As you planted that seed and you started letting things emerge, and they went like hammers on each and every part of you, as we both like hammers. Oh my God. By the way, everyone who doesn't know Elementum, I explained it a little bit. Elementum Coaching Institute, founded by Preston Miles, Alexis Panos, Christine Hassler, and Stefanos Sifandos, for power beyond powerhouses.
The best.
and period. And they are putting ourselves, our whole selves, and being upside down week after week. Thanks God we had 3 weeks pause. We're now in 3rd week pause, and we are like,
it was a very needed break. They're kicking our asses. Most definitely.
So as that happened, as this whole thing unfolded, what emerged for you? Like on a whatever you feel comfortable sharing for.
It's a great question. It's actually also very recent, something that I recognized within myself that I was not, because so much of it I'm recognizing, it's just allow what's present. As you said, I had something to share, to express, and I let it express, that I let it out, I let it be expressed. And I feel like so much of this, of emerging, is just allowing that true self within to come out and set it free. And for me I was going through, like, I'm starting my own business, right, with coaching. And I was following all these guidelines on how you should market yourself and how you should start your business. And you should be doing this and that and that. This happens in the first month to create a funnel, whatever. And I was so depleted, and I felt like I was burning out, and it felt like this is not how I want to do it. And just tapping into that, because I had even coaches not tell me what to do, but what comes up is reach out to people and offer coaching sessions for free and things like that. And for me, there was something inside, and it took a while to feel into it, recognize it, and allow it, that was telling me, this is not how it feels right for you. You get to do this how you want, how it feels right for you. So let's look at that. How do you want to do it? And I'm taking this 2 week break, 2 weeks to just sit with that and breathe and just check in and how I want to do it. Because it's myself, it's my business, and I want to let what inside come through in the smallest things, how I reach out to people, how I'm creating my website, in everything. That was like the biggest, latest emergence for me.
The latest emergence.
Yeah.
I started calling it the growth emergence, like personal growth. And not like, I mean, it's personal growth emergence. It's just emergence. It's not, right? I mean, this growth, what really is letting it come from within. And so I'm so glad to hear that, Marina. By the way, as we're in the first episode and the first pages, virtual video pages of this Elementum's diary and journey, in Elementum, there's over 200 people undergoing this heaven and hell's journey, and we're in smaller groups of about 20 people. Maria and I are in the same small group of 20 people, and for the first 9 weeks, I'd say not 3 months, 9 weeks, we were together in a smaller trio group, and we were coaching each other and observing each other. It's kind of one coaches, the other get coached, and the third one observes, and then we turn around week after week after week, and we go so crazy deep with that, which is beautiful. So right now, I mean, I'm in love with this woman, Marina. Of course,
I'm in love with you.
Wow, we bonded so much. It was crazy, and we shared the deepest unshared and uncharted stuff with each other. That's, I mean, to me, I was coaching before. So Marina was new, for example, and I was coaching. She's a badass coach, although she started now, and well, she was doing some other practices like Reiki, right? Reiki and but with this approach of just being there, of letting the other unfold and holding space, pure space, loving space, compassionate space for that. I mean, to me, I was sharing things, and at a certain point, I've always been such an open, completely like transparent being. And although in spite of that, I at a certain point felt so like uncomfortable because I was sharing things, and this is what coaching gets you to, and that's the power of it, and that's the emergence of the truth of yourself. I was getting to share things that I had no idea were there. And I was like, I mean, now I'm gonna say this, but there's a part of me that resists me from saying that, because that part of me, I've never seen that. I mean, is that true? Is that, it doesn't make sense to me right now. I'm about to say this, but okay, I'll just say it.
Yeah, like,
You're not many.
What's that? Like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that mine?
Is that mine? Oh, that's not mine. That's not mine. That's someone else's. And so this was the growth emergence journey that was ignited very early on in the journey, and that 200 plus beings are undergoing together, and it's powerful. I mean, this is also one of the reasons I wanted to come here, sort of not live, but I mean sharing, because it's important that humanity sees. When they were saying to me, I mean, I already was into this paradigm: inner work make the outer results. Though when they were saying that you will reach depths that you've never reached before, I could cognitively understand it. I was like, yeah, for sure. There's always deeper depths and higher heights. So cool. Okay, let's go in there. Oh my God. If I knew this was the journey, maybe that part of me that is so uncomfortable right now would have stopped me. But I am in love with the fact that I actually did not know that these were the deeper depths and the higher heights, because I'm doing things naturally that I wasn't able to do in the time of 3 years, although I was working on them, although I was working on myself, although I was so vulnerable and open already. Crazy. So this is the inner work. Elementum is true inner work, and inner work is meant to be something natural, and we humans somehow forgot. What do you say? What do you think about it? Like, should this be a standard?
I think what needs to emerge will emerge, trusting that what needs to emerge for every human being is going to emerge at the appropriate time. And I love the analogy that I think Alexi made, that coaches are like farmers for the seed, but we don't push the seed. We don't tell the seed knows it has already everything. We're just making sure that it gets all the nourishment. And what you shared earlier with so beautiful, that you were witnessing, looking at the resistance and deciding, okay, I'm going through this. I'm choosing, I'm going through this. And that's, it made me think of the iceberg, because that's how you illuminate what's been unconscious. And that's how you can create more because we cannot intervene in a world we cannot see, as Preston says. That's so deep. If we don't know, how can we know? Yeah.
Yes, and look, it's beautiful how everything is connected, and how down the road of the journey, as we will most likely speak about in the future, also here, there's this aspect of compassion, self-compassion, and anyway, having someone holding us so that we're reminded of the very deep, raw work that we're doing, because we cannot intervene in a world that we cannot see, and we don't know what we don't know. Therefore, everything we do now is based on the best of what we know. We act always from the best of our abilities and capacities, whether we kill someone intentionally or we save someone from being killed, still intentionally. Like, if we, and this is not an excuse, of course, to kill someone, but it shows how the human journey is something delicate and vast and
so rich,
various, and how we really need to be compassionate, loving, and holding space for each other the whole time, for everyone, for all other beings. And this is what we've been trained into, and that's so powerful. So powerful, because it's evolutionary. Yeah, as you said, like what needs to emerge at the individual level. And I love that you actually brought it back there when I asked you, should this be a standard? I mean, what needs to emerge will emerge at an individual and social humanitarian level, planetary level. Universe knows its ways. So yeah, totally what needs to emerge will emerge. Is there anything else that comes to you that you believe should be expressed before we close this first brief chapter our diary?
There was one phrase as you were sharing that compassion and holding each other that came up for me, which is something that I was reading right this morning, and it was the through me consciousness, or as me, I don't remember, as me, I believe, and it was, all there is love, and I am it.
Quote Preston.
Yes.
Quote Preston's mind.
Yes.
Making all the honors to these beings that are holding space for us and are creating this journey for us. So you'll hear their name so many times.
Yeah, I believe it was 100%. It was Preston, and
it's that little short on the energetics and content and so and
that point, it's like there's no questions, there's just love. It's the Buddha nature, and whatever who resonates with Buddhism or other tradition, doesn't matter. In the end, there's love.
Kind of giving super quick context to this last thing that Marina opened up, shared. There's these 4 levels of consciousness, and these 4 levels of consciousness is basically the to me consciousness, so the sort of level of victim. So this is based on how you relate to the context, to the environment, to the external, how you interact and exist into the reality you exist into. And you can exist as a victim, like things happen to you, and that's the to me consciousness. And then there's the by me, like kind of like I am the one who make them happen. So it's a little bit higher, but it's still like in that control, and there's still ego wanting its part into the unfolding of reality. And then there's the through me. Through me
yeah.
is you're letting consciousness and universe, or as Preston, who shared this model with us, would say God, Allah, Krishna, Vishnu, whatever you name it.
Yeah, it's like we're here, we're a channel.
We're here.
Just operate through us.
Exactly, operate through me, or is as me. Like you are. Love is all there is, and I am it.
Yeah.
In that beautiful quote and sentence.
So beautiful.
So eventually we might just pop up and share about that in specific and play around these little 4 levels of consciousness model.
Those are
that would be a
juicy.
conversation in itself, and see how it is expressing in our lives. You take an example for your own life, and reaching out. I believe actually I will put something in the description of this so that you can reach out to both of us, to Marina and I, if you resonated with the frequency and vibrations of these 2 beings in the screen.
Yeah.
And we'll see, right?
Yeah. Such a pleasure to be here with you.
Good one, right?
Yeah.
Good. This diary is happening through me. This is what I'd say. Like, it's okay. There's the idea. Like, okay, you want me to do that? It's like, okay.
Let's do it.
Do it. What should I do? What should I do? It took longer. It was like, whatever. Okay. It's not live. It's recorded and then put on. It's like, okay, cool. So through me and as me, I don't even know what it would be like, but there would be no question.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's right. All right.
Okay, taking a deep breath in, all together. Inhaling deeply and breathing out. Like things are flowing. What's present? How can we bring more of this knowledge, of this awareness into our daily lives? Where do we need to be a bit more of our truest self? What are we resisting from happening? Just paying attention to it. Maybe finding someone to hold space for us.
Yeah, that's a gift.
Emerging. So this was and is and still will be the Elementum's diary and journey. So let yourself unfold and emerge. Marina, I was so honored to do this together with you. I love you. And
love you.
You guys, speak to you soon.
Thank you all for watching us and spending this 30 minutes with us. Yeah.